And we're live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. I'm Robert Henderson Jr., President, Founder, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. And joining me here live, right here in his own studio, in the Delray studio,
Kingdom Studios, Rob.
Kingdom Studio, is the one and only my friend, Mr. James T., brother from another mother. How you doing, brother?
Rob, it's been a great week. We're getting things done, and we're excited. We're excited about what God has in store for us. I'm going to be speaking this weekend, and been doing a lot of studying and putting together my thoughts and stuff. And one of the things that we're going to speak about, since it's Black History Month, is, Rob, we don't realize when we say the names of all those who came before us. The question is, will someone say our names? We are part of his. As much as we want to say, oh, that was history, well, will people be saying, you know, that man, Robert Henderson, he came into our lives. He showed us how to take what we thought we didn't have, but what we had, and took us to a place that we could leave a legacy for the people that we love. Now, wouldn't that be an awesome thing, Rob? With all the people that you've touched, think of all, now, when you finish today, all the work that you've got to do, all the people that you've touched, you know, if they will tell the history, or if they will tell their story, to include the Henderson Financial Group as a part of helping them to build wealth and having a legacy to hopefully have their children's children, you know, build upon that and make a better life for the family. Wouldn't that be an awesome thing?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I sure have helped a lot of people. Like, I would like to think I helped a lot of people.
You have. Trust me. Hey, here's one.
As long as I have one, right? As long as I have one.
No,
right?
brother. 1980, Rob.
Yeah, man.
Rob, do you know that do you realize that that's 45 years ago?
Wow, man. If you'd have told me back then, 1980, 45 years from now, I'd have been like, that's like saying right now, 30 years from now, James, man, you still be around. But
hey, we'll be here.
we'll be here. The world may look differently, but
no matter. Hey, Rob, well, as I dress up thinking about my brothers and sisters in 80 today, I know people will say, why JC's got that thing around his neck? I want people to recognize the fact that there are brothers and sisters, man, out there in this world that are really struggling because we have not done all that we should do and all we're called to do to be our brother's keeper.
That's true. That's true. When are we going to wake up and do what we're supposed to be doing, right?
You know, people are moving to Africa because, well, I shouldn't say people. Yeah, people from all over the world are moving to Africa because, and Rob, yes, Rob. But anyway, let's not sidetrack. You promised us last Saturday that what you was going to do, you were going to talk annuities today.
That's right. Education Saturday. Boy, I want to talk about a financial instrument that I use a lot. Some people don't understand it, so we're going to break it down to you like a 6-year-old. We got Helen Lee. We got Brenda Brown. We got Parnell joining us. I'm pretty sure the rest of the crew going to be the usual is going to be falling in line here in a little while. You know, today we're going to call it Education Saturday because it's all about education. You know, what we believe, what we think, what we hope, but most of all, you want to be into what we know. What do you know? You know, that what we think and what we hope and what we feel. That's a lot of medical physicians use that term. You see a lot of attorneys use that term, and a lot of financial people use that term. You know, what we think, what we believe, what we hope. You know, but what we know. That's big. Knowing something and believing something. You know, when you are invested in the market, stocks or cryptocurrency or even real estate, you know, or commodities, or it's always what you believe, you know, what you hope, you know, what you think. How you doing, Norvik? Norvik, I told you we got to get together, Norvik. Damian Nelson, good morning, good morning. So when you really look at life, and once you get past 40 years old, you should start reflecting on your life and how you've gotten to where you are, and what have you learned, and what have you missed. And a lot of times, a lot of us get started late in life, but there's never too late as long as you still have a pulse. But then we know what we lacking, and we know what our strength is, and we know what our weakness is. So when it comes to finances and money, that's not everything. Money's not everything, but I tell you something, man, it's right up there close to air. you know
Gotta have it.
you gotta have it, man. You gotta have it. And like I always say, boy, I tell you, to be black in America and be poor, being without, boy, you're gonna have a hard life. I mean, it really, really is, because you can't get past go if you don't have no money just because you're black. Now, you may be another color, another race, or whatever, then you might get a little benefit. But in America, matter of fact, all over the world, to have a lot of hue in you, this hue, this color, a lot of melanin, you gotta know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just knowing that you have to pull harder, and you expect to pull harder, and you should not be taking it easy, because that having this melanin inside of you, you're gonna have to do some more work, and that's just how it is. You don't have to be mad about it. The creator of the heavens and the earth, I mean, created everything just perfectly. It's perfect. You are perfect. Everybody, whoever they are, whatever race, color they are, they're perfect, and that's just the way the design was designed. But whatever you are, that you should know your assignment. You got to be all you could be in order to live a better life. You have got to be all you can be. And if you got melanin inside of you, if you're a dark color, if they can look at you and say you are black, then right there you should know that you cannot afford to be relaxed in the world, because you can't hide in the world, and you have got to pull. Now, that's not my rules. What I'm telling you, this is not my rules. It's not what Robert Henderson said. It's what the world has said. So then, but once you know the truth, then that's okay. You got to do your thing. You know what I mean? It's like if you're 7 feet tall and you playing basketball, they're gonna have you in the center getting the rebound. Don't think that you're gonna be down the court just shooting 3 points, although they're doing that now. But every day they're shooting 3-pointers. They want you to get the rebound. You know what I mean? I mean, you just gotta know. You gotta play your position. So I'm saying, we need to really understand finances and understand money. And I'm not trying to say you to be an expert in it. You don't have to be an expert, but you got to know who to go to. You got to know who to call. And that's why I'm doing these shows. Me and James C do these shows weekly, because we want to let you know that here's help. And if you want it, you can get it. And if you want to know some, all you got to do is call 305-825 1444 and say, hey, how do you do this? What do you think about this? Is there a better way? That's all you have to do. And then let me tell you something. People say I'm smart, but I have 2 meetings every week with people who are much smarter than me somewhere in the world. Y'all didn't know that, right? On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I meet with a group of smart people that are creating and figuring out something. And we have group sessions about money, finance, insurance, all of that. And it's twice a week. And we had a certain time, and wherever I am, I'll try to jump on, and it's a Zoom. And we actually interact and talk to each other. I have to continue to sharpen my knife. As a matter of fact, I was talking with a guy, he texted me, Merrill texted me at 6:50 and say, Rob, I'm awake. Are you up? That was this morning. And he's in Virginia Beach. And we was working on the case. And he says, hey, if you want to jump over and go over this case, go over this stuff. And that was 6:50 a.m. And I was up, and I said, okay, let me get to the bathroom and cut on my and cut on my laptop, and we started talking about, should this person take Social Security at age 62, or should they take it at age 67? We actually did the numbers. And should they buy the house cash? And should they buy? And then we actually went through the numbers and went through the charts and went through the graphs and went through Social Security, went through all of that. That was 6:50. I told at 6:50, he texted me. I said, "Give me 10 minutes. Let's go to the bathroom." And I did that. And then now we coming, and then I'm on to the show. So
after the show, you will be talking all day.
I'll be talking all day. I'll be talking all day. I think I'll leave here probably my last client. I think I'll leave here probably about 5:30 today, which I'll have Sunday off, but Monday is President's Day, but I got a 9:30 from 9:30 to 2 training workshop.
All right. Rob, the one thing that we always try to impress upon our viewers and our listeners, because this is, first of all, on Facebook as well as YouTube, and it stays up. So when you get a message, that you think, quote unquote, that you want to go back and listen to, as we're going to be talking about annuities today, hey, do that, but also share with other people so that we can all, as they said, when the tide comes in, Rob, all the ships, all the boats, everything in the water rises up. And when you talk about what we know or what we think we know, because sometimes what we think we know may not be so. So check it, and what you want to do is you want to get, quote unquote, other people. Yeah. You want to get other people that you feel have expertise to assist you and to direct you based on who you are, your makeup, based on what you own, based on what you have, based on what your vision is, based on if you have found your purpose in life. Now that's going to be the biggie, Rob. When we find out that our purpose was not just to go out there and get a job and work till 62, 65, 70, whatever it is, and then retire. That was never our purpose. He created us and gave us dominion. He created us in his image. So Rob, hey, that's what you do. That's what we do. And others should seek the same thing. Seek to do that you were purposed to do. And he said, when you do that, I'll open up the windows of heaven and have Robert Henderson tell you, come, so I can show you how to take that you are doing and take it to a high level.
Yes, that's true. And when we talk about retirement, see, James and I are saying that we never gonna retire because fish don't retire, until they dead. Birds don't stop flying until they dead, So it's not like they could fly, but they just say, man, we just hanging out, we retired. And a fish don't just like, hey man, we just over here in the corner here near a reef or something. We retired, so we ain't swimming no more. No. So when James and I talk about that, that's because we found something that we feel that, that it's our gift. We love it. It's not working for us. Now, if you are working for the man or the woman or county, the state or whatever, the city, and that's something that you doing it because you have to do it, so you take care of your family, then that's one thing. But after you retire from there, then you want to continue to function and do something and be gainfully employed. In other words, continue to earn, because you're going to need to earn. You never stop earning. You should stop. You should continue to grow. When I mean, me right now, I could just stop and live off, what I've had, but that's not what it's about. It's about to continue to grow. And you always want to get good, better, and best. I'm not trying to say to be a billionaire, a trillionaire. You're trying to get, no, it's not about that. You continue to help people and show people. I just met a young brother. He's 46 years old, man. I just showed him. He's in the business. He had never heard of the Family Bank, how to pay out debt, how to use your money twice, how to leverage your dollars. And I was at a workshop in Atlanta, and he said, "Oh my God," he just discovered a slice of bread. When I told him this strategy, and he called me last night, and we went over it, and he was like, "Oh my God," he was telling his wife. So it's about enlightening, helping other people, because I truly believe in all my heart that the more, matter of fact, I know the more that I share with you all, the smarter I get, because somehow the universe, the creator of the heavens, the invisible, gives me more tools and enlightened and wisdom to be able to share with you all. So I've gotten more smarter and smarter every time I share with you all that I know, because I have to continue to give more. I can't keep doing the same thing. So I'll get smarter somehow. I don't know where it's coming from. Next thing, somebody come in my life and tell me something like, oh, let me pass this on. And the more I do that, I have discovered that I pass it on to you all, the smarter I get. And then the smarter I get, believe it or not, the richer I get.
Isn't that a great reward? Blessed to be a blessing. Blessed to be a blessing. And the more you bless, the more blessings you get.
It's amazing the way that works. Okay, so last week we talked about, I said I was going to talk about annuities. Now I'm going to talk about the different types of annuities. You got the and first I'm going to break it down, because annuity is just a word. And some of y'all hear me, but some of y'all y'all understand, but some people don't understand. I'm talking to the people who don't understand. I'm going to bring you up to par. In life, in investments, just in the world of investing, if you don't know nothing, and like you just came to this planet, or you just woke up, or you start trying to think. When it comes to investing, there's two sides. One side of investments, all investments, one side of the investment is what we believe investments. When you make this investment, we believe that it's going to do this. We hope that it's going to do this. We think that it's going to do that. We believe, we hope, we think it should do this. Now, what investments fit in that? Real estate, we don't really know. Stocks, we don't really know. Like Apple almost always beat the S&P 500. So Apple computer, you put money in Apple. I'm not trying to just tout Apple. Last year it did 30%. In other words, if you had $10,000, you took and put it in Apple and just left it alone, forget about the noise throughout the year. At the end of the year, your $10,000 is worth $13,000. That's pretty good. And if you didn't take it out, you ain't pay no taxes. Isn't that amazing? You ain't pay no taxes. It's not like you got the 30%, the $3,000 that you made at the end of the year, now you got to pay taxes. No. And a lot of y'all who are listening to me know that we have bought y'all Apple 20 years ago, and y'all, oh my God, it split and made so much money. You started with $10,000, now you got $200,000, and you ain't even touch it. But we didn't know that. If we would have, listen, if I would have known for sure, because when you buy stocks or mutual funds, it's always a maybe. It's just like having a child. Some of y'all have children. I have 5 of them. Lord Jesus Christ. They all different. You don't know what that little boy, that little girl gonna do. You hoping, you trying to pour into them, but you don't know if one of them gonna line up on a pole at a strip club. You don't know, especially when they say, this is my life, I can do what I want to do. When they're younger, you can guide them, but you don't know. You don't know who they gonna marry. You don't know if the boy gonna try to be a girl. You don't know. That's a maybe. When it comes to the stock market, investing, going into business, starting a business, all that stuff is maybe. We hope, we think categories, all of that. When you get married, we don't look at half of them divorces. When you get married, you hope y'all last. You think, you believe. I mean, May 23rd, me and Natalie will be married 38 years. Sometimes we look at each other and say, I can't believe it's been 38 years. We made it to 38 years. Listen, I don't know how I stayed with one person 38 years. That's a phenomenon. But I still like the girl. Hey, Jay, I still like her. That is a phenomenon. I don't even think that's normal.
Well, she loves you, Rob.
Well, she oughta. She oughta. You're a housewife. She oughta. But anyway, but my point is, all of those things are maybes. So what's on the other side of a maybe? There's another type of investments. You don't have to deal with the maybes. We know what's going to happen. Now, when you, the all investments say that we know what's going to happen. That's insurance. That's annuities. That we know what's going to happen. That's even a CD. We know what's going to happen. You give the people $10,000, they're going to give you 5%. We know that's what they don't expect no more. Don't expect no less. They told you. It's not like Apple, not like stocks. We can go up and down. You don't know. Not like Amazon. You don't know. Not like Google. Not like Facebook. Oh my God, that Facebook is over $700 a share. Who knew? If I would have known, I'd have sold everything and put everything I put on into that. But who knew? But it's a maybe. So when you get ready to invest, you either got to say how much of your money do you want to know, or how much do you want your money to be maybe what we hope, what we think, and at risk. A lot of y'all out there so conservative and scared, but all y'all retirement money is into the maybe. I hope that's in the stock market. Because let me tell you something, the stock market could drop 30% and all of your money drop 30% or 40% or 50%. You can lose half your money, but that's where you got your whole life savings in something that you hope or think or believe. When you start retiring and you ain't got time, you ain't getting ready to work no more because so many of y'all want to retire, then you need to have your money in the sure thing, not risk. What you know. Now, Social Security. What do you think Social Security is when you start getting that? You think that's a maybe? Or right now it's a lot of talk. Okay, it's a lot of talk that might get money. But Social Security has generally always been a we know. A sure thing, we know. Right now, there's a lot of talk. They're trying to put it over into the maybe. I don't know. But listen, y'all, I'm telling you, it's gonna stay a Once you turn that Social Security check on, you're gonna get that check. Okay. Now they may make some changes because 21-year-olds, getting Social Security at 62. They may push that age to 70 because people are gonna be living to 120 years old. The baby yesterday was just born, gonna live to 120. Not 63, not 65 like when they started Social Security, people were dying earlier.
54, 49.
Yeah. All right. So I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. There's two categories. When you come to the Henderson Financial Group, we're gonna ask you how much money do you want to protect? And how much money do you want to have at risk? The money that you want to protect, that's got to go into insurance products and strategies. The money that you say, okay, I don't want to protect, I want to just go for the gusto, that's owning a business, that's on the maybe side, that's a hope side, that's a think side. That's what that side is. Now, the way I just explained that's to simplify without reading books this thick with no pictures in it. I just told you, it's either going to be on this side or it's going to be on that side. This side is the hope, think, maybe. Marriage, falling in love is hope, think, maybe. Going to a business, starting your restaurant or whatever, that's the hope, think. Having them children, you don't know what they're going to do or turn on you. All that's the hope. Buying stocks, buying real estate, all that's on this side. On this side, guaranteed, we know what's going to happen. That's all insurance side. And you have to look at yourself and see how much risk that you want to take. And a lot of people, James, want to make a whole lot of money, but they don't want to go on the maybe. They want to go on the guaranteed. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now then annuity is on the guaranteed, what's going to happen. So Social Security is on the taking no risk. What's going to happen. When you get a pension from your company and they're going to pay you for the rest of your life, that is not what you hope or you think you're going to get every month. That's what you're going to get every month. So that is not on the hope or maybe side. That is I know for sure what's going to happen. Annuities are on the I know guaranteed side. Okay. Now, there are three types of annuities. Well, I was basically because they can make all kind of stuff out of them. But the basics is there is a fixed annuity. Fixed. Meaning that, let me simplify this. You're getting ready to retire off your job. You're too scared because you don't know what's going to happen, especially with this new administration. You know what's going to happen in the stock market. You're pessimistic. You all this doom stuff. You're going to move to Africa or move to Indonesia or somewhere. You know what I mean? You're scared. So then it's fear. So now you don't want to take any chance. So rather than putting your money into a CD, a lot of people still put money in CDs. The thing about putting the $100,000 in a CD is if they're going to pay you, 4% or something over 3 years, then that means if you put $100,000 in there, 4% a year is $4,000. Even though you don't take the $4,000 because you got a 3-year CD, it's earning $4,000 a year. But the problem with the CD, when you buy $10,000 or $1,000 or $20,000, whatever, the interest that they pay you in a CD, even though you don't take it home and go shopping with the interest, the profit, and you leave it inside the CD, you still got to report it as income to the IRS each year. And that's bad. People say, hi, I just put this money in CDs and it's a 2-year CD. Why am I paying income tax on it each year? And I ain't take the money home, I ain't receive it. That's the problem with a CD. So insurance companies came up with something to counter that and say, okay, you can put it into a 3-year annuity. Now you're going to get that 5%. And if you don't take the money each year, even though you're earning 5% annually, so you $100,000, you're earning $5,000 annually, you don't have to report on your taxes until you take the money out. So if you keep it in there for 3 years, first year you $100,000, you get $5,000, it's in the account. Now you got $105,000. Then the next year they're gonna pay you another 5%. So then you got that. Then the third year, and then after you take it out, then you got to pay the taxes. So people like that because a lot of people defer it for 10 years. But if you have it in a CD, even though you didn't take the money home, you still got to pay taxes on your income tax. You got to report that. So that's why people don't like the CDs. It's just antiquated. If you're still buying CDs, that means you really don't know what's going on. You're not informed. You still got a beeper. And we got smartphones out here. You know what I mean? You're telling on yourself. All right. So annuities are guaranteed. So you got a fixed annuity. A fixed annuity is just what it says. It says, okay, I got $100,000. I got $500,000. I'm going to put this $500,000 in this annuity, and I want it to pay me 5%. Or 8% or 7%. They're different percentages. Yes, you can get them. And then you say, okay, I want them to pay me. Here's a $500,000. I'm a rollover from FRS, my retirement account, from where I worked. You don't have to take 20% out. No, you can roll it over, and they'll take your employer don't take nothing out. They roll it over into another retirement account, IRA, we set up for you, and you put it inside the annuity company. Now you put the $500,000 in there, and they say they pay you 7%. That's $35,000. That's just the fruit off of it. You still got your $500,000, but now you got, let's say, 7%. That's $35,000. And let's say you want to keep it in there for 5 years. So you're going to get $35,000 for 5 years. First year, $35,000, second year, $35,000, fourth year, $35,000, fifth year, $35,000. Then you say, okay, they're going to give you $500,000 back. You can take it all and then move to Africa if you want to, or you can say, no, let's go again. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
But at least it's not what you think. We know what's going to happen. So that's called a fixed annuity because they just told you how much they're going to pay you. Don't think you're going to get no overtime. Don't think you're going to get more. They just told you they're going to pay you 5% or they're going to pay you 7% or they're going to pay you. They say it. It's stated. It's fixed. That's why they call it fixed. Okay? Like fixed income. Fixed. So that's one type of annuity. The annuity that I don't like, and I don't even sell these, is what Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman talk about, and Fisher say, stay away from annuities. They're talking about this one. It's called a variable annuity. Now, this variable annuity, it kind of comes, you put a $500,000 in there, right? Or $100,000 or $20,000, minimum $20,000. And you put it there, and it's a variable rate. So if it's a variable rate, that's really not, we know how much you're going to get. We think. So now that I took an annuity, and now they done slid it over here with the maybe stuff because it's variable. So now they messing it all up. That's like having apple orange drink. Either you're going to have an apple or you have an orange. They done merged it, apple orange. You know what I mean? These blends, they done blended it. So they done took an annuity and blended over here with stocks. I don't play that. And when they do that, they charge you more. So if you have all of these Voyas and a lot of these annuities, you think you ain't being charged nothing. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Anytime you getting a blend, come on, somebody blended it, so they gonna People don't work for you free. If you got them voyeurs and a lot of those annuities and they say variable annuities, trust me, you are paying, you don't see it, but behind the curtains, they charging you 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%. We just looked at one, they charging 3.5% a year. The person didn't even know it because they had a variable annuity. And brokers really like to sell you variable annuities because they keep getting paid like a management fee every year. I can't stand them variable annuities. They're always trying to get Henderson, sell variable annuities to make more money. It's not about that. I need to do what I won't sell you what I won't buy. If it's good for you, it's good for me. Done so good for me. So I don't deal with variable annuities. And they always say, Rob, you can make a lot more money. No. People go into annuities because they want what? They want to know. They don't want to vary. It's like having variable mortgage. Some people like variable mortgage. They don't know, my I got to pay this amount this month. Oh, next month, actually, I got to pay this amount. Nah, man, if you want to have concrete, you want to know what you want to know, then you get a fixed rate. You know, be getting them 15-year fixed rate. Get the 30. That's another story. I'm going to tell you, they Jedi minding you when they come up and say, hey, instead of getting a 30-year mortgage, get a 15-year mortgage. They never do something for you. It's always for them. So when they offering that to you, come on, you know it's got to be something going on in the back end that you don't know about. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, let's stick with this annuity today. So the variable annuities, your payment and the amount of your money going to vary. I don't like that. If that was the case, we'd have stayed on this side and been in the maybes. You follow me? So I don't like that. Plus they cost too much. The annuity that I do like other than the guaranteed fix is the index fixed annuity. Now, what is that? That's the one I like. It's called a index, a fixed index. Your principal is guaranteed, but the money that's in there, you can have some in the 5% bucket fixed, and then you can have some in the index with S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, you know, or the Russell, or, you know, or blended. So what does that mean? I thought it was a fixed index, Robert. It is. I want y'all to pay close attention in this. This is where they say all the smart people. If you get, but you know, the way I'm gonna break it down to you, I think I can do a good job and simplify it for you because I ain't that smart when it comes. I always have to listen. Every time we're in those courses, I always say, "Oh, I raise my hand." Oh, you mean it's like this? You mean it's like having a hamburger instead of a hot dog? I have to use a metaphor. You follow me? Okay. So what is a fixed index annuity? Okay, so we like the word fixed. So we know that you put $500,000 in there, or 100,000, or 20,000. We know you ain't gonna lose that. Amen. God, like that. Ain't gonna lose my principal. Can't lose. Okay, now. Okay, that's the fixed part. So you could say, well, 100% of my money I want fixed, and I want it to be in the 5% guaranteed. So if I put in 500,000, 5%, I'm gonna get 25,000 a year. Or you could blend it. You could say, okay, put out of my 100% of my money, I want y'all to put 50% in the guaranteed 5%. Okay, so now out of 500,000, now you got 250,000 that you know for sure you're gonna get 5%. 5%. Because you say half my money I want to get guaranteed. So what about the other half? I want to put that in the index, but I'm not putting it in the index. Whatever the stock market does for the year, if the stock market goes up 10%, I want that part to get 10%. But the stock market drops and go negative, I don't want to lose no money. Okay, you get nothing then. Y'all got that? So you kind of hedge it. You know, you could put all your 500,000 and get 5%. You could, and you good. Or if you want to get a little fancy, maybe you want to get a little overtime because the stock market gonna go. So you put 3/4 or half or quarter, whatever that 500. You can say put 200,000 where I know I'm getting 5%. You know, or you can say give me 400,000 where I know I'm getting 5%. That's $20,000 off that money. Well, the other 100,000, I want you to Whatever happens in the stock market, the S&P 500, if the S&P 500 go to 12, that I want to get 12. So now you got 5%, and then the other half that you didn't put in 5%, you're getting 12%. Can you lose? No, because when it's in the index, your money is not really in the S&P 500. It's not really in the stock market. It's just, you just get a point if it goes up. But if it goes down, you don't get nothing. That's like me. I'm not really a gambler. I'm not betting on the Miami Dolphins. I'm not betting on no team. I'm not betting. I don't bet. Come on, if I ain't involved, I ain't betting. Okay. If I ain't playing, I ain't betting. I bet on Robert. You ain't worry about me going to them casinos and all that. James is good. James is much more better gambler than I am. Listen, y'all, I'm a calculated risk taker, okay? But listen, so the index says that if the Dolphins win, you get a point. If the Dolphins lose, you don't get no point. Your money not in the market. It's an indicator. Whatever happens, you get that. But you don't lose. It's like being a spectator. You watching the game, but you ain't on the field playing. That's pretty good. That's like you watching a boxing match and your man getting hit, and you even though your man lose, you don't walk out with bloody on. You understand? You ain't getting hit.
So Rob, for the 2024, had someone been in the index,
right,
having the fix, half of it fixed, what would they have gotten? Say if they had the 500,000, they did 250, and then they put 250 in, or to round it off,
okay, so they'll say even though the S&P did like 27%, so they'll say, well, we're gonna cap and give you, let's say 12%. So you got 12%.
Oh, well, wait. When do they tell you that? At the end of the year?
At the end of the year.
Oh,
you get the results at the end of the year, because that's when they credit your account at the end of the year.
So wait. But if I had it in there and it went up 27, why would they drop it back down to 12?
Because they're not going to give it all to you. The insurance company got to make some money too.
Okay.
But
do you know that, right? But do you know that? Wait, Rob, but do you know that up front?
Yeah, they'll tell you the max you can get this year.
Okay.
Whatever the market does, is 15% or 12%. They do the same strategy I'm talking about. They do it in life insurance too. You can put your cash value, you can get the guaranteed, or you could, like some of the life insurance stuff, the caps is like, I'm at 16% on a life insurance cash value. Can you believe it? Life insurance caps, the most you can get is much higher than the annuities. That's why I like life insurance. But anyway, I don't want to confuse people. So the annuities, let's start over. For some of y'all just joining, Adrian and Joanne and Joseph, good morning. Okay. The annuities, even though they got a funny name, annuity, like I said, it's in the show enough guarantee what we know category. And the only thing that we know show enough guarantee categories, if you get Social Security, we call that guarantee, for the most part, you're getting that. And then we know that if you get a pension, then you're getting that. So when you get ready to retire, you want to have a lot of, not maybe money, you want to have a lot of, what's coming in before you got to bed each month, what's going to show up in your bank account, direct deposit. So that's why you get an annuity. And right now, MIT, Harvard, a lot of them, they like annuities more than they like bonds. A lot of rich people buy a lot of bonds because they like the 4%, 5%. But now they're saying that having it into annuities, because a lot of annuities give you, when let's say they're going to pay you out $50,000 a year, but next year it may go up, pay you $54,000 a year. And the following year, like Social Security, it'll pay you $56,000 a year. They continue to grow. They're not stagnant, So, but at least you know exactly what you're going to get. And if you have an annuity that's going to pay you guaranteed a certain amount of money for the rest of your life. And then if you die, it goes to your beneficiary or goes to your wife. You can name it like that, but you have more control. So I really do like annuities. I don't like variable annuities. I'm like Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey on that. I don't like the V word, variable annuities. I don't like variable mortgages, as a matter of fact. I don't like nothing variable. If I'm going to go to the guaranteed fixed side, that's where I want to be. So it's different. So one is you got to know where you want your money to go and how you want it to go and how conservative you are and how risky you are. A lot of people who are very, very, you ask them a question, do they want to take any risk? They say no. They really should be all into the guaranteed insurance side, but most of them have all their money into the stock market. And that's maybes. And that's not really good because you don't really know. And when you retire, if you have a lot of your money inside of the stock market, you got to worry about what's going on in the Middle East, what the president doing, what happened if there's been an earthquake. You got to worry about a whole lot of stuff, the price of eggs and all that stuff. But when you retire, if you have your money and guaranteed stuff, then you ain't got to worry about who the president, you ain't got to worry about what happened in the Middle East or Europe or what Elon Musk said or did. You don't have to worry about that because you're getting a stream of income for the rest of your life. And then when you die, it goes to your loved ones. You can control and you can build wealth like that,
Yeah, but Rob, one thing we've discussed this before, but for those who may be listening for the first time or picking it up for the first time at a later time, one of the things that people who plan to retire have not checked out as of to date, whatever date it is that they are there and ready for retirement, they have not checked out if they can roll that money over into some of these strategies.
Right.
And, right. Yeah. I mean, hey, I was there. I have other friends that were there back in the day when I would call you and tell, because we weren't checking it. But even though we weren't preparing to retire, we wanted to find a better way of using our money rather than keeping it let Vanguard or whoever else, any other guard. It was a guard, not God, but it was a guard, so if you're planning to retire, that's a reason to call the Henderson Financial Group to find out, can you roll some of that money over now? If you've got 5, 10 years, 6 years, whatever before, look at the money you could be earning with the money that you're putting into your retirement plan. Would that be a suggestion?
Oh yeah. And a lot of people don't even know what they don't know, they just don't know. I just had a lady who rolled over. She said, Robert, I got $750,000. And she said, I need to, get interest, dividends off that. I need to be able to get a percentage, a return on that so I can live off of. And I said, well, why don't you roll it? If you want it to be guaranteed, you don't want it to be in the stock market. If you rolled it over to an annuity, there's an annuity out there that if you roll over, meaning that you tell your employer, don't take out 20%, don't take out any taxes. You're going to roll this over into an annuity, a fixed rate index annuity. So I told her that, and she said, well, what's the benefit, Rob? Why can't I just take, my 750 and get, 5, 6, 7% a year off of it? I said, you can't do that. But if you do it my way, if you roll it over to this annuity company, they're going to give you 45% bonus. And she said, what does that mean? That means that the $750,000, they're going to bonus it and give you 45% more. She said, what does that come to? I said, well, 45% on 750,000 is 337,500 more. So now with that 750 plus a 45% bonus,
you got over $1 million.
Yeah, plus 750,000 is $1,087,500. Now you want to get let's say you want to get times 6% of that. That's $65,000 a year divided by 12 months. That's $5,437.50. Before you got to bed every month.
And you're still working at this time.
That's right. And you still could be working.
That's Rob.
People don't know that. It's called the terminology is, they know the average person just working. They don't really know all these stuff. That's why it's good, to have a personal financial planner, somebody who and have a relationship. That move is called in service, because you're not out of service. You're still serving your company. So that's called a in-service rollover. That means you can continue to work for another 10 years or how long you want to, but your money that they have retirement set aside for you, you tell them you want to do an in-service rollover. You ain't got to wait till you leave service. You can do it while you're working. But a lot of people don't know that. We do a lot.
And how much taxes you pay on that, Rob, when you roll it over?
Zero. There's no taxes. Isn't that something? A lot of people don't know that. James, it's so much. I could cry. I could cry I could cry right here live on how little people know and are aware of the many strategies and options that's available to them. But it's like if they don't know to ask, they don't know. They don't even know. They don't know what to ask. They don't even know. And then and the people who know, they're not just giving it to you. And if they give it to you, they're gonna give it to you in a book or whatever with pictures and no pictures and a lot of writing, and you read that on page 366 in the left hand corner, and people too busy with their lives to sit there and study that. You know what I mean? So that's why you say, hey, listen, this is what I'm doing. Come to the Henderson Finance Group and tell me what can I do. It's called a in-service rollover. So Damien said, what age do you qualify to get an annuity? Well, Damien, I don't get annuities on minors because annuities remember they're for retirement, or they're when you want to get a stream of income. So if it's a minor, I'll probably use an IUL, Index Universal Life, to build it up and have control. And then when you start getting like 40, 45, then you should, because then if you're 40, 45 years old, you get a 10-year annuity. By the time you're 50 or 55, you might want to start getting income. So yeah, that's when you should really start looking at it. Other than that, you still should be in your accumulation stage. When you're in your 30s, you don't really need to get an annuity. You could start, unless you're an athlete. If you're an athlete, then you can get an annuity and roll it over and keep it in there, especially if you're going to be playing for the next 15, 20 years. You can do that, But all pensions, matter of fact, Social Security's is they just call it Social Security and they call it pension, but really it's nothing but an annuity. When people that wins, when you hear people that win the lottery, that money is in an annuity. When they say we're going to pay out, they don't. Either you take the lump sum or they pay you out over 20 years. That's an annuity. It's like on your job. Either you take the lump sum or you leave it with them and they pay you out a pension, monthly. Same thing with the lotto. They put that money inside of an annuity because then they're paying you just the interest and they never really part with that money. You follow me? That's a lot of things that people just don't understand when it comes to
arbitrage.
So I don't know that I do a good job in explaining the concept of an annuity. I want you all to think now. I don't care. It's two sides to business and money. You either on the maybe side, hope, we think, we believe side, or you on the we know what's gonna happen side. That's all. That's when you have money, you have to say, okay, I just inherited this money, or I got $200,000. What do I want to put it on? I want to put some in the maybe and some in the guarantee, or I want to put all in the guarantee. I don't want to lose a penny. Then you got to deal with insurance strategy. So you want to say, okay, how can I insure my money and where can I get the highest return on my money? And I'm going to tell you in the insurance side. But then you want to go for the gusto because you put money like in Amazon and Facebook and companies like that, they up 30-40% in a year, but that's not guaranteed. That's a maybe. That's like, you marrying a girl or a boy, you hope y'all going to be making 30 years. You don't really know. And we already know what happens at. They say 50-75% of marriages ends in divorce. So I don't know. It's got to be a phenomenon. Like me and my wife been together, like I said, 38 years, but we was together 3 years prior to you. That is a phenomenon. I can't even write a book and tell you how to do it. I don't know how to happen.
Rob, you stay busy. You think
that's what it is?
Oh, Rob, that's the key. I tell people, James T, I said, hey, 12 to 14 hours a day, I'm away. Yeah, Rob. Hey, I'm out. Hey, Rob, I'm out there like that fish. I'm out swimming. I'm like that bird. I'm out flying. I'm like that dove. I'm showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Everywhere. Rob, one of the things too we want to say to those who are listening or whatever. Hey, if you got a question, hey, hit it up in the chat. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. I done had 3 calls already. People texting
Well,
me wanting to ask
Mr. P,
questions.
Mr.
Yeah.
P says you're doing an excellent job. Okay, Mr. P. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down, as High C, my dog, like to say. You know,
Yeah,
young fella. Are you picking
questions.
up what I'm putting
Yeah.
down? So, you know, I like to simplify this stuff because I don't like nobody talking over my head. I just don't. I don't care. You got to break it down to me like a 6-year-old. And if you really know what you're talking about, you can talk to and explain anything that you figure you're an expert in. You should be able to explain it to a 6-year-old or a 96-year-old. They shouldn't have to study to learn or understand what you're saying. You should be able to communicate it. I could communicate this thing whether I'm talking to a baseball player. I could use baseball analogy and talk about annuities and explain it to a baseball player. I could use it if I'm talking to a 10-year-old. I can explain it to them. When you really know something, it's not like you reading off a page. You can regurgitate it and use it in different metaphors, like Jesus did metaphors. If you can
Parables.
make it parables. You can make it relate to the person. I can say like, oh, that's like chicken. I mean, when I was learning. Listen, when I was learning about a mutual fund, I could not get. I didn't know what the white people talking about some mutual funds. I just didn't know what it was. You know what helped me to understand a mutual fund? When I was coming up, my mother used to work 2-3 jobs, and sometimes she used to give us a TV dinner. And a TV dinner, you know how TV dinners have was a Swanson, a Hungry Man, or whatever. It has some different little compartments with some vegetables, or desserts, some chicken, or whatever. That helped me to understand a mutual fund. A mutual fund is a fund, but it has different foods. In this case, it has different companies. One mutual fund will have 500 different companies, but it's in a TV dinner. It's already prepackaged. It's prepackaged. You follow me? So I have to see stuff in pictures. You got to give me a visual, man. You cannot just tell me something word. It has to make sense. Then I have to run it by. Does it make sense with nature? Now who is this? Islam, Robert, for a fixed in okay, Robert. Hi, Robert. For a fixed index annuity, what is the interest rate for them? What happens if you die? What happens if all the money you put in? Okay, so let me break this down. Okay, so what is a fixed in annuity? For a fixed in annuity, what is the interest rate for them? Okay, so on a fixed, there are some companies that says, now listen, that's a good question, and I'm gonna relate this. Remember I said Social Security really ain't nothing but an annuity. They just don't want to call it annuity because that's the insurance companies. That's their name. So Social Security got to say Social Security. They can't say annuity because the insurance company say we came up with the name annuity. Y'all can't use it. So Social Security can't call it annuity. So Social Security calls Social Security. But you know how if you are 62 years old and you was making $50,000 a year, for the last 10 years. At age 62, there's a chart that's going to tell you how much money you get paid if you retire at age 62. It also will tell you the same scenario, but if you retire and start getting Social Security at 65, it's going to give you a different figure. Or if you retire at age 67, it's going to give you a 70, give you a different figure, a higher figure. Okay, now, what's I got to do with annuities? An annuity, if you put in $500,000 today, and your husband, the same age as you, no, excuse me, your husband, who is 10 years older than you, put in the same $500,000, the same annuity company, they're going to pay your husband, who's 10 years older than you, more per month than they pay you and y'all put in exact same dollars. Now we're getting somewhere. Why? Because annuities say whatever you put in, the older you are, we're gonna pay you more because you almost dead. So you're gonna hurry up and get your money back to you. And if you die, whatever is left, they're gonna give to your loved ones. That's how annuities work. So annuities, the older you, so in other words, people right now will come in and they'll say, Rob, I'm 55 years old. I want to buy it. I got $500,000. I want to buy this annuity and I want to turn it on right now. Okay, you turn it on right now, but you're not going to get as much money per month as if you just let it set until you for 5 years or 10 years. That same amount, plus, first of all, it's going to grow that 500,000. Then when you turn it on, as you older, 62 or whatever, it's going to pay you more money. So different annuities, I have to design it based on your age and your circumstances and how much money you need. I can stack different annuities. All right.
That's why you need a personal financial planner.
That's why you need.
That's
why you need a mechanic like me.
It's not set the same for everybody, Rob. That's what I'm saying. Or risk tolerance and all of that comes into play. And most people just say, I just want to make money. Yeah, well, wait a minute. No, you don't. You know, you may say you just want to make money, and as my grandmother told me, but I found out, first of all, if you make money, you counterfeiting. You're earning money. So you want your money to earn money.
Yeah.
And that's other people are just checking in. But Rob, I think that what you got to impact, because we're just about to get out of here, is how important it is, for people first to have introspection, to take a look at themselves and where they are. Because most of the time, again, whatever year it was in the 80s, when you told me there was money in the walls,
yeah,
I just told you, show me the wall. And you did, but it wasn't a wall. Yeah.
It was a metaphor.
It was a metaphor. And then all of a sudden I said, whoa, you mean? And the key, folks, believe me, when you elevate, because I'm going to go to the scripture, be transformed. When you're transformed by the renewing of your mind, as Robert says, hey, the world has to give to you because you're now in a different stratosphere. And I think, who is it? Bob Proctor or somebody talks about it's the law of attraction. They can call it what they want to, but it's God saying, I had this for you all the time. But until you elevated your thinking to say, wait a minute, I need to take a look at what I have. I need to take a look at where I am. And then what is my purpose and where's my vision? So when you start doing this kind of thinking, all of a sudden, yes, now you hear what Rob is saying, rather than saying, well, wait, I'm going to wait until I leave the job to retire and to see what my money. No, you can do the rollover. Believe me, when Rob brought that out, Rob, did we do it the next day? I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did. So, but it's just information. Adrian says here, that's why a lot of us don't know, because we have to ask. And the way you explain it is key. This is powerful. Well, like James and I, we'll say this is scriptures in the holy books, in the ancient books. There's a part of there that says, you got to ask, and you got to seek, and then you got to knock. I know we've heard them. We've heard that before, but that is very powerful. You listen, when you're young or you're in school and you don't want to be embarrassed and raise your hand, that's one thing. But when you get over 40 years old, damn it, you should not care who see. Listen, I don't know. I don't know how to spell cat. I mean, you got when are you gonna do it? When are you going to do it? Like I said, I could see if this is your life and you, for what we know, you want to get one. I mean, listen, if you're at 50 years old, I'm telling you, man, once you get past 50, man, half a century, half your life, you're supposed to say, man, I ain't playing no more. You're supposed to look in the mirror and say, I don't know how to spell Tallahassee. I never did. Let me learn how to spell Tallahassee. I mean, you got to do that, man. When are you gonna do it? I mean, when are you gonna do it? I mean, you really, if you want to learn something, because as you learn, you get fulfilled. That's like having muscles, man.
Ooh.
Every time I learn something, I get, man. A lot of guys go to the gym and packing on and do all that, but then mentally they weak. You don't want to be strong on the outside. You want to be strong on the inside, because when you're strong on the inside and you know something, and your self-esteem, and you feel like you know where you're going, man, that's way better than having on a whole lot of muscles. You know what I mean? You don't know where you're going or what you're doing or whatever, you know?
Yeah, okay. Hey man, our time is up now.
Oh man, time is running out. Okay, so Ms. Vickers, hey Keith, that's my buddy there. David Keith Welch. You know, I say that you got to ask, you got to seek. Now, you can call our office, and there is no dumb question. If you call our office and say, listen, I want to talk to Robert, I want to do a private conference call or Zoom, then you can do that. And that's 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444. And also, you can go on our website and you can fill out a form and put your stuff in there. That's private, and I'll get it. It's called the confidential questionnaire. We used to have one where you have a lot of, you put out a lot of data. Now I'm so glad we condensed that, man. It's only like 3 pieces of paper, and you just put your stuff in there, and it's private. And you can go to our website and get that. It's called a confidential questionnaire, and that's our website is www.the. You got to put the Henderson Financial Group. www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. And then you go on that website and you peruse it, and you'll see something where it says confidential questionnaire, get an appointment. You can click that, put your stuff in there. It'll come to me, and then we can sit there and we can rap and talk about. Like I said, there's no dumb questions. Now, you get to heaven and you say, God, why this, why that? He gonna say, listen, the black dude, little black guy with the glasses on, I sent him to tell you, but you didn't go listen to him, and you didn't do it. You try to lean on your own understanding. Let me tell you something. This is my field. This is my gift. This is what I love, this stuff. I do this stuff. It's like Easter egg hunting for me. I'm always trying to find good, better, best, never let them rest, because they're doing something out there, and there's something changing every day, every week, every year, in order to get more and get better and to help you. And if you're too busy because you got to keep keeping up with all those Netflix series and all those shows, and you watching TV, then that's when you want to have somebody. I'm not trying to tell you to do what I do. This is my thing. It's like if you play tennis or pickleball, I'm not trying to tell you to stop playing pickleball. Play pickleball, but then call Henderson and then tell Henderson, I need you to help me figure this out. That's it. That's what I do. I don't play pickleball. I mean, I don't know how to line dance. I don't know how to do all that. I know how to do this. You know, I don't make music. I do play the piano. You know, I like to do that because that's in my left brain. I'm trying to keep that Alzheimer's stuff away.
I see Miss Anna Dupree asked a question there, Rob, quickly before we get out. She just posted up a question. She says, is there a certain amount of money we should have prior to scheduling an appointment with you? Yeah, hey.
No. Come on. You know, I'm going to tell you the answer to that. That's like saying, I'm not comparing myself to the creator, but Jesus, but I like saying, you know, you come as you are, basically. If you want to talk, sometime I had a lady call me 3 times this week. She was at the dealership, and she's a principal, and she had been telling me for the last 10 years when she get ready to retire, she want to get that Bentley. Ooh. Yes. So she sent me the video, had the man send me the contract. She's 71 years old now. And some kind of Bentley, and she showed it to me, and I said, okay. And she says, Rob, I can get this and get this. And I said, okay, I don't want you to actually pay cash for it. I got to let your dividends, I got to let your investment pay for it. If it's going to be $1,500 or $2,000 a month, we got to transfer a certain amount of money here and let the dividends, in other words, the dividends, what I mean is like we got to have a big enough tree. I got to put this tree, and now the tree going to have the mangoes, enough fruits so it can pay for the Bentley. Now it ain't coming out of your pocket. Okay. And that's what we did. All right. So No, the answer is no. You don't have to have a certain amount of money. You have to come as you are. But one thing you got to do, you can't waste my time. You got to be serious. Don't. The prerequisite is not wasting my time.
Okay.
Have a challenge. Want to know something, and I promise you, I will sit there and talk to you. Roll up your sleeve, and it's confidential, and we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people who can't afford to retire. I can tell you when you can retire based on your lifestyle. And if you don't want to do certain things, I'll tell you how much you're gonna have to cut the lifestyle back. You know what I mean? But yeah, come as you are. I love what I do. I love what we do at the Henderson Financial Group. We help people. We serve people. I tell you, the more I serve you, the richer I get. Not because from you, but the universe just sends me good stuff. I don't understand it, but I believe it, and I ain't getting ready to change it.
Rob,
It's been working. It's been working for me.
And it's overflow. And it's overflow. And Robin, when I tell people about the overflow, I said, now don't mistake that for spillage. The overflow means that, hey, if your bucket is full, it's too small. So what you need to do while it's overflowing, hey, you give the overflow so that other people can fill their bucket, and you go out and get a barrel. Or more buckets, whichever one. Get more buckets.
But James, what we're saying, a lot of people don't believe it because they don't see it.
Oh, well, that's because their eyes are open, but their mind is closed.
Yeah, you gotta believe something. Listen, you have to learn to believe it before you see it.
Faith is not in what you see. Faith is believing in what you can't see.
And then you bring it to fruition. Now, the key to that is you look at the designers, the architects. That's what they do. They believe it before it's built. Movie makers, they design a movie or whatever before it's on screen and y'all see it. So it's always believing in something, then it comes to fruition. We've been taught the other way around.
Yeah. That's how the lady got that Bentley.
Yeah, she
believed it before she
and her investments worked out just fine, man. It worked out just fine for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, Rob.
I need prayer. We need prayer, bro.
I'm gonna make it short because I just really want to pray for all of us, because God has blessed all of us. We have a gift, we have a talent, and more than that, folks, we have a purpose. Ooh. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Father God, Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, we just thank you for Robert. We thank you for the Henderson Financial Group. We thank you for all the people that have checked in and those that will check in later and those that will share, because we know that we're living by the Spirit. Oh, help us to follow the Spirit's lead in every part of our lives so that we will become a blessing to others, and that you will continue to bless us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
The church say amen. And also one thing before we go, when I talked about annuities now, there are annuities that you can put in $100 a month, and you can say for the next 10 years, I'm putting in $100 a month, or you can put in $500 a month. You can put in $150 a month or whatever. And they'll take it right out of your checking account and they'll put it inside that annuity. You cannot lose a dime. They're giving you interest. You don't pay taxes on it. And then it could be for retirement. It can be an IRA. It could be a 401k. You can transfer, or it can just be your regular savings money rather than putting money into a CD. You can actually build a plan, and I'll show you how to do that. So you don't have to start off with $20,000. You don't have to start off with $500, or you can roll money over, or you can take money out of your savings and say, okay, each month I'm going to put in, $200 into an annuity. And then in 10 years, that Islam, I hope I answered your question, because when you have an annuity, if all of a sudden you give up the ghost and go to heaven, all the money can come due to your loved ones, whoever you named on the beneficiary. Okay. So you don't lose a dime. You don't lose a penny. Listen, I hope you guys learned something. I hope I didn't go over your head, because I don't like to go over. I like to talk to you where you can understand it. If anybody understood what I said today about annuities, the three types, the fixed, the index, and the variable, can you put a 1 in the post and let me know, okay, you got something, you learned something. Because just by you putting, if one of y'all just put a 1 and say, okay, I learned something, that made my day. Because everybody ain't gonna get to heaven. Well, at
Some
least
people,
one of us get to heaven. Just put a 1 in the post, and then I know at least somebody getting to heaven. Everybody don't get enlightened. Everybody not gonna get enlightened. Some people will, some people won't. You know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? All
we
right,
love
we
you,
got 'em
Miss
coming
Dupree.
in.
We love you. We love you, Miss Dupree.
All
Much
right, we
love.
got them
Much
coming
love.
in. All right, Tara. Oh man, okay,
Okay.
oh man, they going to heaven. They can see the light. Okay,
Hey,
they can see
Rob,
the light.
Rob, and tell them they don't have to die to go.
They don't have to die to go. You see, like, hey, listen. Hey, I love y'all. Y'all take care. We'll be back same time. Who says, look at that Kennedy put in 1-1. I was at 11. Cynthia. All right. Hey, listen, y'all share this with the spoon. Y'all share this. Y'all share. Look at Islam. Can I take a loan off my annuity? No, you can't take a loan off your annuity. But I tell you, you can take your loan off IULs index. We can roll it over. If you need a loan, then we use take loans off the life insurance cash value. Okay. Hey, listen, I'm so glad. Hey, look at Miss Lily Mae say she got half of one. 0.05. Miss Vickers, you know this on Facebook and it's also on YouTube. So you can go back and listen to this 1,000 times. It's gonna be up forever. All right. Hey, love y'all. Peace. Be safe and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. All right. Peace.